Our epic road trip through the American Southwest is finally turning north towards home. But first, we're going to visit the most popular Zion National Park. For this leg of our trip, we traveled from Las Vegas, where we were staying with a friend, to Hurricane, Utah. We had hotel reservations for a couple nights and were only 25 miles from the park. It would be a shame to be in Las Vegas and not check out the sights along the famous strip. After all, it was on the way to our next destination. But first, this country boy had to push his way through that big city traffic. It was worth it. It had been 15 years since I was last in Las Vegas. For some reason, I remember it being much more open because I remember baking as we walked from casino to casino. Now it seems such more compressed, but bigger at the same time. But still, just like last time I was here, no matter what direction you were looking, there was something interesting, flashy, or bright, anything to get your attention. At last, we were on our 2.5-hour drive to Hurricane. We would stop in St. George, Utah to stock up on ice and groceries before we got there. We're headed to Zion Park. We got up extra early because we heard the crowds were really bad, so we wanted to make sure we could find parking. But we're almost there. We were lucky and found parking at the main visitor center, which was hard even at 7 in the morning. From here on out, we would be taking the shuttle bus. Our plan was to ride up to the end of the line and hike up to the narrow section of the canyon. This was our first views of the sheer walls of Zion National Park. I'm starting to see why this place is so popular. One famous hike in the park, called Angel's Landing, is so popular now that you need reservations. We opted to not even try in order to keep this trip from getting too complicated. I'd done Angel's Landing with my cousins on a previous trip, and I must say it was a bucket list hike. Probably one of the scariest hikes I've ever done. This trip, however, was meant to be more of an introduction to the park than it was a hardcore outdoor adventure. At last, we reached the end of the line and started hiking up the Virgin River. Right about now, Sophie and I are finding out just how difficult it is to take photos in a canyon. Taking pictures in the canyon's really hard. The contrast between the darks and the lights is so great that I'm bracketing all my pictures. So I'm taking 3 exposures at 2 stops above and below what is metered as normal. at the end of the river walk, and this is where everybody usually hikes the Narrows. They go wading upriver, but it's closed. Water's too high. Too early in spring. It was time to turn around and hike back to the shuttle stop. We had another hike planned next.
It can really good. Yeah, I think it would be so much fun going to the river at the beach. It was like a little straight.
But I kind of wanted to get to know all of my thoughts.
I'm gonna learn how to do a wheelie so I can stay like that. Sophie and Louie and Tina.
Do they just show you that video?
Okay, I guess if you say so.
We share the same bedrooms.
Filming me again. It smells like red vines. It smells like red vines. Smell it. Smell it.
It was time to hop on that bus and find the Emerald Pools Trailhead, our next stop. This road trip was about spending time together as a family. There was no shortage of togetherness on this trip.
I say that for everything. Get it off of me. Get it out. Get off.
We were hiking to the Emerald Pools, which you don't need a hiking permit to hike it. The problem was the crowds. It sure gives you an idea of how many people visit Zion Park each day. And maybe it serves as a hint to why permits are required for the better hikes. This is a view of our destination, but clearly the water was not flowing today. As it turned out, we get up there and the pools were mostly dried out, and all that waited for us was a crowd of resting people. We ended up not taking any photos or videos and realized that the hike was the attraction today. What's the saying? It's the journey, not the destination. It was a hike with amazing views, to be honest, and we give it a huge thumbs up. We gotta be honest, seeing such a healthy population of the endangered California condor was uplifting. No pun intended. We got back to the trailhead and I snapped my favorite photo for today. Seeing that the buses were now overcrowded, we decided to eat lunch and then just walk to the next stop, the Park Lodge.
God, my dude. No, my G.
We didn't get any video of the lodge as we navigated the crowds. However, it was a gorgeous old building and we did pick up a couple souvenirs. Finally, we headed back to Hurricane for some dinner and a swim. We would be passing this way again tomorrow. The next day, we returned to Zion National Park, but this time we were just passing through on our way to Bryce Canyon. Our route took us through the south side of the park. This drive was an exciting part of our visit as the windy road led through the 1.1 mile Zion Mount Carmel tunnel. First, we enjoyed the views of the windy tunnel approach. We had to wait a bit at the entrance as traffic flows one way and it wasn't our turn yet. Finally, we passed through and on our way to Bryce.
I suck at this.
Sir, that seems like something you would do. Never mind, that seems like something Tay would do.
Just keep us on the road too.
Wow, that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
The guy in front of us.
Yeah, I see it, yes.
Here's how we get up there.
It's way bigger than I thought it was.
That's cool.
Here's a good one.
No parking, everybody's parked.
I think it was no parking there at the pullout.
Well, that does it for our trip to Zion National Park. We're off to find a campsite at Bryce National Park tonight. See you there. And as always, I end our video with just a roll of the photos we took on this adventure. Thank y'all for watching.